And I, the Wrestlevessel, would just like to give a little plug to some of my merchandise for sale. We got wrestling videotapes, wrestling DVDs, both ones on clearance. We got autographed cards, autographed 8x10s, rare 1989 and 1990 8x10s released by the WWF. We got some classic books, both wrestling, sports, and other kind of books. We got a Spin Fighter set of Razor Ramon and Bam Bam Bigelow, and much more. So please contact me, Mr. Wrestling Tape 1 on YouTube, aka The Wrestlevessel, and watch more great videos of The Wrestlevessel and The Aftershock right here on YouTube.
Welcome to 1 Minute What the Hell. So here we are playing Super Bioman 1. Definitely a Super Mario clone ripoff. This released in Korea on the Samsung Game Boy, which is also known as the Sega Master System. That's right. Over in Korea, it was known as the Samsung Game Boy. This right here appears to be very similar to Super Mario 3. As you can see, you can select which world you want to be at. You can even look at what power-ups you have right here. And as you can see here, doesn't it look quite like Super Mario 3? It looks like Super Mario on acid. That's the best way to describe what I'm seeing right here. I'm not sure who came up with this idea. I think this game might have been developed in Korea. Very, very interesting. I don't remember seeing those enemies in Super Mario. We got a mushroom. Just like Super Mario, you can turn into a large form of yourself right there. I'm not sure what the hell that character is, but he's taking place of what Super Mario usually is. And the controls are a little awkward, but not bad, I guess. You can see that enemy. The enemies are kind of broken. As you can see, that guy is like stuck walking into the wall. He's not going anywhere. So you can just walk right past him and not even worry about it. And just like in Super Mario, you can actually smash through the bricks. That's actually pretty cool. It's like a candle. A burning candle is walking around randomly. Oh, what the hell is that? Apparently, you cannot jump the same way as, like in Mario, you can't run and jump. You have to be very, very careful in this game because it's not quite the same Mario game that you're used to. The fucking hell is that? I've never seen anything. What the hell was that? So I guess every time you play the game, randomly, there's like different things in these blocks. So you have to be really careful. I just got killed by one of those. Another weird thing about this game is that the run button is like the A and the B button is like the jump button. It's like kind of feels like it's in reverse of what the NES is. It's a little strange. And it's kind of hard to bypass this area over here. You have to be really careful. What the hell? I thought you can jump on those things. I guess this looks like the end of the level right here. Oh wow, they ripped off Super Mario 3. I'm gonna say the level designs are not completely ripped off from Super Mario. They definitely designed the game quite a bit different than the original Mario games. But you can tell it was inspired. Son of a bitch. You can tell it was inspired by the Mario games. I must say that it's much tougher than the original legit Mario games. Overall, I must say that Super Bioman on the Samsung Game Boy is definitely quite the impressive Super Mario clone. It's actually not bad. It's a little strange, like the character design and the jumping mechanism is a little off, and the controls are not quite perfect. But for a Super Mario clone on another console that's not even a Nintendo console, I have to give it credit. It's actually not that bad. It's quite a bit tough. It's definitely harder than the original Mario. I'm pretty sure it's very, very hard to find. But somehow, if you do manage to find this game, definitely check it out. And if you can buy the game, if you can actually get a real copy of it, definitely go for it. This one is definitely pretty obvious. It's Super Mario 1 ripoff. It's called Superboy 1. And what the hell is this? I don't know if it's just my copy of the game or what, but Mario looks completely green. And whoa, this looks really broken. This was another game that released on the Samsung Game Boy. And what the hell? Now I look normal. Yeah, this looks very, very much like the original Super Mario. So we're looking at something that might have been developed in Korea, I think, and it was very close to the original Super Mario game on the NES. It looks pretty damn close to it, if not the same. Instead of calling it Super Mario, they call it Superboy. The level designs are identical to the original Mario game, as you can see here. Looks absolutely the same. Going all the way to the end of the level, looks exactly the same as the NES version. I just jumped right over the flag. And now we're going to the second level over here. It looks just like the NES version so far. I guess in the second world right here, there is no, correction, there is. There's a top layer of bricks right there. So it looks like a port of the NES version of Super Mario Brothers. Mechanically, the way the controls feel, it's slightly different. The run and jump button are like reverse. So it's kind of odd. And I have no idea what the hell that stuff is right there. I guess they had to add a few different things in it because if they copied it exactly the way the NES version is, they probably would have gotten in trouble. Although I'm not sure how Samsung got away with calling the Master System Game Boy, because obviously Nintendo already had a Game Boy. It was really, really odd back then. I guess you get used to the controls also, since their controls are a little bit different than the NES version. Like the jump and run button are in reverse. I must say overall, this is another pretty impressive unlicensed Sega Master System game of a bootleg Super Mario game. It's actually quite playable. I'm not sure how far it goes and if it ends up being broken later on or not, but for the first 3 levels that I've played so far, the game is actually very reminiscent to the original version of the game. When I first started playing the game, it did have some glitches in it, so it's definitely not perfect. But I must say that overall, the game is actually pretty interesting and it's worth giving it a try. If you do find it on the Sega Master System, or should I say the Samsung Game Boy, definitely pick it up if you can find a copy. I bet you it costs quite a bit. Now here we have Super Mario World on the Sega Genesis. This was during a time where Sega and Nintendo were definitely not friends at all. There were arch enemies, definitely hated each other quite a bit. And somehow, somewhere in the world, I'm not sure where this, I believe it came from Russia, I'm not sure. But Mario ended up being on the Sega Genesis as an unlicensed cartridge. Let's check it out. This is the main menu right here. You can either have 1 player or 2 player. You can see Mario looks a little bit more jolly than what he usually looks. Okay, so the gameplay on this is quite different than the original Mario games. You cannot jump on your enemies, I guess. You have to avoid them, because if you hit them, they actually hurt you. And apparently, Mario does what appears to be Hadoukens. So the graphics are actually not bad at all. They're pretty interesting. And as you see there, Mario can actually do Hadoukens just like Street Fighter. See there, Hadouken! And the original Super Mario, you cannot do Hadoukens. That was pretty cool. You can spit fireballs, but not like that. Hadouken! The controls on it are kind of weird, because the C button is the jump button, the A button is the Hadouken button. And the way Mario stands there is kind of weird too. It's almost like they mistakenly put the sprite of him running while he's standing still, and they did that by accident. And whoa, you can pick up boxes too. That looks so awkward. Look at that. So just in case you run out of Hadoukens, you can actually pick up boxes and throw boxes at your enemies. Graphically, the game definitely does look like a Mario game, but the gameplay itself, the way it feels, it definitely does not feel like a Mario game at all. The character model of Mario, he just looks really awkward, especially when he picks boxes up. Looks like he's about ready to have a hernia or something, as you can see there. So this definitely looks like it's going to be like a boss level. There might be a Bowser at the end of this level. We'll find out. And whoa, what the hell is that? That's a huge Bowser. What the hell? Holy crap. I guess we have to throw boxes at him or something? I have no idea. Yeah, you have to throw boxes at him or Hadoukens, whatever you have. He's really glitchy. Just pretty much jumps over the damn place. That's probably the largest version of Bowser I've ever seen. I think I killed him. Not really that hard at all. It's actually quite easy. And now we are advancing onto another level right here. On the Sega Genesis, there was a couple of other unlicensed Super Mario games. And the game is a little awkward, but it's actually quite playable. It's definitely not like Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, of course. It's definitely quite different than that. You can pretty much literally just jump right through these levels. Unless you fall into the fire like I just did. I'm gonna say overall, this game right here, it's definitely buggy. It's definitely an important piece of history in video gaming. During the 16-bit era, the war between Sega and Super Nintendo, there was definitely a need for Sonic games on Nintendo consoles and Mario games on Sega consoles. And someone out there made that happen on probably both consoles. I bet you there probably was an unlicensed Sonic game on a Nintendo console somewhere out there. And the real thing is a lot better, of course. This game is not really the greatest compared to the real thing, but it's definitely very interesting. I imagine that if you come across it on eBay, a real copy of the unlicensed game, it's probably going to go for quite a bit. Samsung Game Boy.